So, our band of adventurers, the Talaria, are making their way to the city of Sangan en route to the Morag jungle. The first few days of travel have been relatively uneventful outside of being attacked by a weird sort of drake that appeared to be guarding a small forest. However, after passing by this encounter, you spied a forest that seemingly appeared out of nowhere. Following it in, you found that it was the home of a druid, an old druid named Bomir, who appeared to protect this forest and what he calls the Glade Mother from the outside work of man. You had a small conversation with him, in which he explained the situation in regards to the forest, and also gave you information in regards to what you were hoping for. That there are druid tribes in the Morag, and that one of them may be able to help Aki get a answer to the visions that he had been having, which simply had him with the names Sky, Sea, and Green. With this information on board, you continued on for the remaining day of travel, where you decided to have a bit of stargazing, so to speak. Eventually, the morning came by, you regrouped together, and you continued on your journey to Sangan. And that is where we left off. So, if I remember correctly, you guys rolled a 4 on the travel.
Yes.
I believe so, yes.
Yes.
I think you sort of left it on a cliffhanger
Okay.
as to what that 4 meant. Because they're a tricksy little minx.
Okay. So, you continue on in your journey. The hills have started to gain a bit of forestation. As you can see now in the horizon, there is what appears to be a much smaller jungle. The Orpha Mountains are to your back at this point. Still visible, but fading from view in just the relative sunny haze. In the distance, you see what appear to be 3 individuals on horseback approaching you. As they get close,
What do they look like? Is there anything remarkable about them in the distance?
make a perception check.
Okay. Fucking man, why am I making a perception check? Fucking
Yeah, can I
Aki.
make a perception check?
You can make your own separate one.
Hell yeah. Okay, hold on.
Okay, not bad. My perception's pretty decent.
Come on, computer, be nice to me today.
Sounds like it
Oh,
might
what
be
the
time to
fuck
get a
is
new
this?
one, Ed.
Yeah.
Mom, this 2022.
I knew that was coming. Like I know the sun's gonna set tonight.
Okay.
There you go, 13.
Wow. Net of outperceived Aki.
Wait, did you do your extra D4?
Yeah, he did.
I did
Yeah.
my extra D4, and I only got 13 because I fucking suck apparently.
It's difficult to see to begin with, but as you approach, you see what appears to be metal reflecting off on the sun. As you get a bit closer, you begin to recognize the attire. This is the attire of the Zamahan Guard. As they approach, they slow down and just sort of like wait for you to come by before he's like, excuse me, please can you move off the road for a bit?
Is the road inaccessible right now?
It's not inaccessible, but we've got a convoy on the way here, and we need to give them space.
Oh, how long do you think that would take?
Just so I look at each other. About 5 minutes. probably. They'll be here in about 5 minutes.
Oh, that's fine. That's perfectly reasonable. And I guess is Aki driving the car?
I would assume so.
Car.
Yeah.
Always.
You're always.
Just 'cause I'm really
Dad
good at
has
it.
the best eyes. He must look at the road.
That's true. Yeah, so Aki will just sort of drive it into like a patch of dirt or like whatever a lay-by is in this world.
Mhm. Yeah, so you adjust yourself so that you're off the road, and they sort of stand near you. You can see one of them still like looking out the way you came, whereas the other two you can sort of see that they're glancing at you. Sort of, you get the impression that they're just making sure you don't do any funny business. About 5 or so minutes later, you see a large convoy of what looks to be individuals and a few carts approaching.
Oh shit!
As they get closer, you're able to count it out. There's maybe about 20 to 30 soldiers, 2 abreast,
Oh, jeez.
with around 6 carts in the middle of it all. You can.
Is there anything significant in those carts?
So the first 2 you can see are uncovered, and they appear to be ballistas.
Ooh.
Okay.
But the other 4 carts are covered in a tarp.
Okay.
Which way are they going? Are they going toward like back towards Port Embar or towards Sangan?
They're heading towards Embar. They're going the way you just came.
Okay. Interesting.
So they continue on slowly, and then once they've gone a significant distance away, the guard sort of stops and says, "Right, thank you for your patience. You may continue on your journey now."
Thank you for warning us.
No problem.
Yes, thank you.
Fair warning, however, we have had reports of insurgents the way we had just came, so be vigilant and try not to draw attention to yourselves.
Oh, is there any... Has someone had, like, actual encounters with them thus far?
There was another scouting group outside of our cells, but they haven't reported in the past few days. Unfortunately, we have to get these assets transferred over, so we haven't been able to look for them.
Is there anything notable about them? We could keep an eye out.
Keep an eye out for their horses or anyone wearing our attire, I guess.
Alright. We'll keep that in mind then. Thank you.
Of course, as you were. And he sort of hit... brain doesn't work there. dug his ankles into the horse to make him go, and he quickly gallops off. You see it quickly overtakes the convoy and basically appears to be like the advance party.
Mev looks to the rest of them. Do you think they're dead?
Do I think who are dead? The insurgents or
The scouting
someone in my car?
party. The scouting party looking for the insurgents.
If they're dead, do you think they have anything we can possibly use?
Probably.
We should look for them.
Well, even if they are dead, I'd rather not have us deign to the pettiness of grave robbers.
Pettiness? They're already dead.
And really, if we find
And
their
so they
bodies,
deserve
we can, like...
desecration.
I mean, we could return most of it to the families.
There might be a reward for bringing them back.
Please, Kindling, please say something great. That is an idea. I don't know. I just feel bad about like leaving people there. It's one thing to say that the dead won't use anything anymore, and there's another to like not give them a proper burial.
So, what if they had kids? Wouldn't their spouse want to know they're not gonna be, having any more with that one person?
Mev looks at Havla. That is really morbid. Poor kids.
Indeed.
I hear that sometimes when a guy dies, he's like, and she does like a jerking off motion. Like, everywhere.
I mean, it makes sense. You empty your bladder and your guts when you die.
I thought that was like dependent, like sometimes.
It's all gotta go out eventually.
Yeah, eventually, but I'm talking about like immediately.
I think it's immediately if you're hanged.
Weird.
Right?
I hear that sometimes when you get your head cut off, the eyes like look at you sometimes if you like call their name. Like you're alive.
Well, what if you are alive?
Ooh, freaky.
Spooky.
Ooh,
Is it a necessity that this is the subject of conversation?
I don't know. I think it's kind of interesting. You never thought about like what happens to the body when a person dies?
You're like a druid, aren't you guys supposed to be all about that stuff?
They're like force fades, and then they return to the soil, and then they return to the soil. Apart from that, it's not worth bothering about.
Boo,
I mean,
that's what you tell a child.
entirely true. Yeah, because like they return to the soil. How do they do that? Well, they decompose and like bugs get in them and eat everything up. It's important.
See, I got told that, when you die, your goal is to become like food for the fish, or if you're lucky, your bones might become part of like a coral reef. Make something beautiful out of your death. Make it worth something.
My mama said that a lot, but I was never comfortable with a sea death.
So you'll be living on our island then?
Not necessarily. Like, I don't like the idea of being eaten or like bloating and decomposing. I think I'd rather be burned. Like if you put me on like a big raft or something and just like set me on fire.
I'll do that for you then.
Yeah.
You'll burn bright like your hair. Go out like the little sunspot you are.
How is Aki looking at this?
He's trying not to be sick.
Yeah. What about you, Aki? How do you want to kick it? Or like, how do you want to be gone after you kick it? You too, Kindling.
Well, I'd rather depart from this plane at a ripe old age, surrounded by my friends and family, ideally in as painless a condition as possible. Is that an appropriate answer?
I mean, sure, for like how you want to, but like, what do you want to do after? Do you want to be burned? Do you want to return to the ground? Do you want to be in the sea? Do you want to be put on a mountain to be pecked by birds?
Someone who did that was really cool to see.
You saw it?
Yeah.
Oh, freaky.
The birds were really nice.
I mean, I guess they were nice if they like had a big feast in front of them, you eat an eyeball.
All right. So Kindling wants to be thrown in a hole where he dropped. We can do that.
Like, when you say drop, you mean like where you died? How deep should the hole be?
At least
You
6
say?
feet.
Well, he said like deep, so I imagine like maybe 10.
We could do 12. We could do 12.
Yeah, we could do that.
Or we could try searching out for a local mine shaft. They're usually quite deep.
No, he wants it where he dropped.
So no matter what happens, we have to physically stop what we're doing. Tell whoever's trying to kill us to cease their actions while we bury our dead friend.
I mean,
wait until,
we
like,
could
the
always.
first
We could always just like if we were in that situation, we could come back later.
Yes, of course. I'm being facetious.
But what about you, Aki? You didn't give an answer.
Oh fuck. Aki just like is sort of just looks a bit morbid, looks a bit morbid, a bit sad about it all, and goes, I suppose I'd like to be returned home, and they can deal with me as it sees fit.
You don't have any special requests? Like, I don't know, you don't want one of us to play the flute really badly or something?
Well, I'd rather not be stuffed and turned into a conversation piece, but just I don't know. I suppose something with dignity and grace. I don't want my passing to be marked by humiliation and mortification.
Okay. What is your request, Kindling?
Fuck yeah!
Mev
A cat.
immediately
A
makes
cat.
a face.
Do you care if
You
it's your
want us to
brain?
eat you? Just to clarify, you want us to like eat a piece of you? Mev, her face just grimaces more.
Yeah.
You should not eat the brain, Havelock. If you're going to eat something, I don't know, take an arm.
Vlock's just grinning ear to ear. I'll have your brain and maybe I'll have some of your wondrous ideas, my friend.
This conversation is now disturbing me.
Yeah. Aki's face, by the way, is just like a look of just abject horror, and like he is a couple shades paler than he usually is. Like, you do understand that if I was to fulfill such a request, it would be a remarkable. It would take a remarkable amount of willpower, yes?
I don't think it
Even.
means the rest of you guys have to eat him. I mean, he and I are the ones that have strange cuisine all the time.
See, I don't know why that is either, because like kindling makes sense. I mean, look at his big fangs, and Mev actually grabs Kindling's face and like pushes up his mouth to show the fang. Look at these fangs; they are so cute. But what is wrong with you, Havelock?
I mean, I'll have to admit this is somewhat in character. I mean, the first day I met you, Havelock, all you talked about was wanting to eat a man who had crab claws for arms.
I want some crab now. Aki, why would you mention that?
Try to
Mev
smack
moves
some
her
sense into you.
hands, puts them on her hips. Does not answer my question.
You know what's wrong with me.
A
We've
lot.
been traveling together for months.
The answer is a lot.
Yes, the answer is a lot. Havelock just like hooks a finger under her chin, lifting it up to him, giving her a little smooch. But every day I'm with you, it feels a little bit better.
Mev just pushes, Havelock away. You are an idiot.
But I'm yours.
Debatable.
Debatable.
She crosses her arms, sits back down. Okay, I'm ready to go. I'm done with this conversation.
Well, that was considerably adorable.
Aki, do you want me to be your man too?
What, like a servant, like a butler, a ward? Or what do you mean?
I mean, if you want me to dress up like that, I have no objections.
He means romantically. And you are not
Oh,
my
good lord.
man.
Not if it takes you out of any. Not if it do it put you towards any duress or trouble. I don't think it's worth the effort.
Come on, I've already seen you shirtless. I've oiled you up before.
Oh yeah. Oh yes, you've seen me without a shirt, without wearing a shirt. We're practically married. Is that how it works over here?
Apparently, that's what Havelock thinks. He's seen me shirtless too.
I feel like our work has just begun with him.
Come on, let's get this shit going. Havelock's gonna lean over, take the reins from Aki, and just give him a good yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do the horses do anything?
Yeah.
Okay.
Crispy's well
We just
trained.
get to the link.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's so fucking funny.
Okay. If that's the case, I need someone to roll another d10 for me.
Who wants to do it?
I volunteer you, Ed.
Okay.
What a conversation and a half. Like
Hold on.
fuck.
Fucking what is it? D10.
Yep.
Okay.
We already had a conversation about cannibalism. This just follows it along. It's thematic.
So much of it. Freaking.
Another 4.
I imagine that Kindling is just brimming with rage.
Brimming with rage.
All of that in notes.
Okay. So, the rest of your travel is uneventful. At the most, you see in the distance what appears to be a few herds of wild sheep sort of grazing, sort of like partially up a hillside. But beyond that, you don't run into anything of note. And so, you eventually arrive at a decent enough secluded spot, relatively close to the forest, but not actually in the forest. And you set up camp for the next day. So, does anyone do anything during the night, or are we just gonna go through the watches and skip through to the next day?
I mean, okay, go ahead, talk to Aki.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead. What are you saying? Kindling, how can I help, dear boy? not, not, not in the slightest. You are, you are aware with the concept of sarcasm, yes? I was merely making a joke and elucidating just how ridiculous that notion would be. It wasn't serious. No, of course not. Why? Are you wondering if he's single? Ah, well, I mean, I'm new to this land. I didn't realize polygamy was the cultural norm. No. None of us are wed in holy matrimony to Havelock yet. I just simply seeing someone without their shirt on without their shirt on with not liability to be wed by that metric. Anyone who ever goes to whoever enjoys leisure time at the beach or is seen swimming in their undergarments is instantly married to whoever sees them. So no, you are not married to Havelock. If that will cause any problems back home, I assure you, none such exist. Yes, perhaps we should be more on the lookout for when. Perhaps we should be on the lookout for when Havelock is trying to fuck with you, for lack of a better word. He seems to want to do that as a matter of urgency. No. He's not trying. No, he's not trying to. I assume by fuck you mean as an engage in intercourse and coitus and ah. Oh, next time you do it, you must have to warn me, dear boy. It's okay, it's alright. Do you need a hand or anything? Preparing dinner or getting camp set up or anything? Ah, capital. Alright then, you need anything, just let me know. And I think Aki will go back to reading one of his books. Or just sitting by the fire and chilling.
Kindling, where are you going now?
Fuck.
Havelock calls out to you. Kindling, come here. You see, as you're going over there, Havelock preparing his light crossbow and his bolts. You want to go do some hunting, get some fresher meat than just rations?
What do you want?
Plus, I'm gonna really need your eyes to see in the dark, and I'm just gonna do a quick little look around to see where Mev's at. Mev.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was muted.
Yeah.
Considering that dinner hasn't even really started yet, she's probably I imagine she's actually by the animals right now, just trying to like tend to them.
Oh, look at this little horse girl. Havelock's gonna like turn away from wherever Mev is and like take off his eye patch, giving Kindling a little wink.
Wow.
Let's go.
You fucker. You fucker.
You saw nothing.
I'll get your fucking secret one day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Alright, big boy's hunting.
Okay, if that's the case, then make survival checks. Havelock, because you had said that you had taken a point of exhaustion from the night before, with disadvantage.
Surprise, the consequences of my actions.
God damn. Havelock just loves getting points of exhaustion, man.
Yeah.
Okay. So, are you looking for any particular, or are you just looking for general, like, creatures?
Anything that might taste good.
Okay. So, you decide to head into the forest proper to search for various creatures that might be lurking in the darkness. With a 21 survival, you're able to sort of spot an animal trail. You begin to follow it. Until eventually you arrive at what appears to be a small, like, rocky outcropping. And bathing under the moonlight, you can see what appears to be about 4 wolves.
Fuck.
Just regular wolves, not like dire wolves or anything.
Do any of them look young?
2 of them do.
Young adult, young pup.
They look like cubs. But you can see sort of around them what appears to be the carcass of what might be a ram of some sort.
Thinking we got 2 good wolves to eat and possibly 2 that we can train. What are you thinking? Well, if you want, we could just continue onward, see if there's anything else, and just leave them the entirety of the ram. Pretty cute, aren't they?
Alright, if you're going to be searching again, then other survival checks.
What the fuck is up, Kellen?
So, skirting around the opening in the forest, you decide to sort of try and locate another trail. And you're able to relatively quickly, thanks to Kindlin's help. You sort of begin to follow it backwards, just to see if maybe it leads elsewhere, leads to maybe where there were some grazing animals. And after about half an hour, you begin to spot a few things in the distance. As you sort of like move a bit closer, two of you make a stealth check.
Oh no.
Still with disadvantage?
Yep. Well, I'm pretty sure that's what 1 point of exhaustion does for you. I think it's literally disadvantage on
Yeah, it's the ability checks.
disadvantage on ability checks.
What? Okay. Yeah, I don't think.
7. Okay. So as you approach, you can see what appears to be another small herd of sheep. You assume maybe it's the ones that you had, that might have been from the ram. As you can see, one or two of them do show signs of, like, bite marks on their legs. As you move forward, however, you accidentally stand on a small branch. You try and step over it, but you actually step on it, and it snaps. You watch as the sheep look up and begin to bolt. What are you doing?
Shoot at them.
Okay, go ahead and make an attack roll. Are you just attacking like a general one, or are you aiming for any particular ones?
One of the ones that we saw was injured.
Okay. 1 sec, let's just go load up the stats for this. That is the wrong kind of ram. Because I thought it's like, oh, I can use the stats for a goat or a ram or something like that for that, but it's like, oh wait, no. That's ram as in a battering ram. Whoops.
That would be a weird thing to bring back for everyone to eat.
Guys want some wood?
Heard y'all like the taste of splinters.
So you dash forward, sort of like crouch onto one knee quickly, raise your crossbow, aim, you fire. You see the bolt go flying into the trees before you and a thud.
Oh, yeah. Go, Kinley, go! Go, Kinley, go!
Okay. So you make your way in the direction of where the bolt flew. And you can sort of see, still alive, but clearly, like, the last dregs of life ebbing from it. It looks like Havelock got a good shot on one of the sheep that were running. You can see its body's just, like, twitching as its life is leaving it. Okay, do you have anything sharp to make sure? Oh.
Jesus.
In an explosion of blood, brain matter, and pieces of skull, you swing your maul down onto the head of this about to expire sheep and completely destroy the head. You're not too sure, but you're fairly sure it's dead. Okay, easy enough. You're a strong lad, so it should be easy enough for you to pick up.
So we successfully got the sheep, yeah?
Yeah, and Kindling smashed its skull in.
Awesome. I'm going to hack off one of its legs, and we're gonna head back towards those wolves.
Okay.
Thank you. I went for one that was already close to dying.
Okay, so you carry this bloodied, bleeding, dead sheep back the way you came,
Uh-huh.
back to where the wolves were.
And I want to try and get closer to them and see if I can, like, lure one of the pups over with the meat.
Okay. So you're not being stealthy about it?
Not really. I want them to notice me.
Okay. So you sort of head into the opening of the forest with the bloodied leg.
Mhm.
As you do this, the adult wolves spot you, and you see what you assume has to be the male. Sort of like puts itself between you and the cubs, whereas the female sort of like scrapes them so that they're underneath her. And they're all just looking at you like teeth barred, growling, like essentially warning you to stay back.
Gonna kneel down and slice off a little bit of the meat that's on the leg and like toss it over to them. It's okay. I'm not gonna hurt you.
Make a animal handling check with disadvantage.
Honey, everything's already with disadvantage. No!
The wolf barks at you once, but doesn't move any further.
I will back up a little bit, offering more meat as I leave.
It sort of
Shame.
it sort of keeps itself at the same distance, but it follows until like it's at the very edge of the the little opening in the forest. And when it looks clear to it that you're not coming back, it turns around and heads back towards its family.
Just turn to Kindling and shrug. I tried. Can be. But I have to concentrate on it. And hunting takes more concentration. Would you like to be invisible for a little bit? I can make you invisible for a little bit. You are very spooky. You know, you're pretty fast, but I can make you even faster, too. Yeah. Like, you know how you, like, save up all your energy and you just go, like, boom, in a big burst of speed? Just go, phew. You can do that twice. Twice as fast. Havelock just, like, brings the sheep leg to his mouth. Here you go. Oh, yeah, sure. Havelock's gonna smack him on the back. And this is where Havelock realizes that Expeditious Retreat is only on the south.
Whoops.
Yes. The blood at least blends in with your fur.
Okay.
Yeah, Havelock's jogging after him.
Alrighty. So, it takes you a bit of time, but eventually you're able to return back to the camp with the dead sheep and leg. The rest of you watch as a somewhat bloodied kindling walks out with what looks to be a dead sheep missing a leg and a head, walking out of the forest, just with the sheep slung over his shoulder. The blood has been sort of dripping on the right side of him because of it all, hence the bloody look. And Havelock walks out as well, carrying what looks to be a sheep's leg with a few bits cut out of it.
Good haul?
Yeah.
You
We met
guys look
some
really
wolves.
messy. Some wolves.
Mhm.
She tilts her head at you. What did you do?
Saw them with their pups.
That's it?
That's it.
She looks surprised at this information. She doesn't quite believe you, but you know.
We got a little hungry though. Havelock waves the sheep leg with the meat missing from it.
She makes a face at you, Havelock. Right. Well, good job.
You want to help us cook today, Mev?
You want me to help cook?
Yeah. I mean, come on, it'd mean a lot to us boys to have you in the kitchen with us.
I don't know why that is the case. I am a terrible cook, but okay.
Your cuteness and sunny disposition will give us all hope that maybe it'll turn out good.
I don't know how this is gonna go.
So we got 3 people in the kitchen, it should be fine.
Okay.
It can't be as bad as Harlow.
Oh. Alright, I guess I'll fucking help them.
Okay.
And in turn... Alright. What do I roll to see how badly I fuck up?
Let's make it an intelligence check.
An intelligence check. I'm like mediocre at that.
Is that intelligence for all of us?
Yes.
Oh dear.
Okay. Not horrible.
Oh dear.
I mean, don't you get like a special thing because of the chef thing?
That's just if we want to make like specialty utensil stuff to make
Oh, I
special
thought you
food.
added like your proficiency bonus.
No, that's food for how many creatures equal to 4 plus your proficiency bonus that you're cooking for.
Ah, okay. Makes
No.
sense.
That is a 1.
Okay. So, for the most part, the cooking goes well enough. Though for you, Havelock, the whole fact that you are essentially running off on fumes means you sort of start having moments where you just sort of blankly stare at the food. Like not actually cooking it. Eventually, Kindling and Mev sort of have to take over for you as you're just struggling to keep your eyes open.
I am forcibly put in a tent.
Yeah. You know, I thought that I would be the problem, but apparently not.
See, that's why we have you here.
What, to make up for your dumbass not sleeping?
Yeah. You're the reason I didn't sleep anyways. Oh.
Listen,
Maybe.
I did not ask for you to, like, search for me. Why were
You
you
were
even looking
camp
for
all
me?
night.
I mean, yeah, but I was with Aki.
Exacerbatedly just flails hands, looks to Kindling. Eh. Eh. Eh.
I know. You know, it's not like anything happened. See,
You've said
I'm
that
alive. When have I said that before?
about us and noise complaints.
Oh. No, I didn't do anything. If that's what you're thinking.
I know you didn't.
Yeah, you're very confident.
Aki's a wuss.
I think he'd probably pee himself if he even saw me naked.
I mean, wouldn't most people if a goddess appeared before them in her natural beauty?
Mm, I hear that some people faint.
I feel like I'm gonna faint.
Oh, please, you just didn't sleep.
Havok's just gonna ragdoll on top of Mev.
Ugh. Just go sit down. We will take care of it. You big baby.
Not a big baby.
You are a huge baby.
No, Kindling's the big baby because he is fur.
Mm? Mev looks Kindling over. I don't think so. Kindling doesn't strike me as a baby.
Very much baby. Very cute. Killer beans. Killer beans.
Oh, I love the beans. They are so squishy.
You
They
got
are
to
very
feel
nice.
the bean.
Well, yeah. I hold Kindling's hand a lot.
Kindling. Wanna hold your hand too.
Mev turns her hands over. You know, your pads. Beans.
Oh, beans.
Well, I held his hand beans. They are very nice. Mm-hmm. Those.
Key. Havelock just sniffles and like curls up on the floor.
Yeah, Mev will help Kindling out. You know, if you don't want him to, or if you don't want me to, you can just tell us no. Hmm? Okay, if you are sure. After all, they're your hands. Alright.
Okay, if that's the case, if no one else is doing anything for the remainder of the night, then I would like whoever's doing the watches to do your perception rolls.
That should be what, Aki and Marine first.
I believe so. You might be muted, Ed. Actually, you are muted.
Okay, that makes sense. Why no one can hear me?
Yeah.
I thought people were just being rude. Yeah. There you go. 8. Have a 19.
Okay.
Sorry, it's not very good.
Not very good, he says.
Sorry, it's not very good.
Not very
gonna
good.
be-
You get 19.
It's gonna be better than what I get, dude.
I know. I was joshing with
Yeah,
you.
he's kidding. Haha, funny.
Okay.
Funny joke.
Barring what looks to be some of the nocturnal creatures of the night, like you spot an owl, seemingly dive down and grab what appears to be a field mouse,
Oh.
you don't see anything particularly eventful, barring the regular comings and goings of the various nocturnal creatures.
During the night, can I turn to Marine and go? I apologize if this is perhaps too personal a question, but do you feel some sort of a sense of loneliness if you're too far away from the sea for too long?
I think you might be muted, Dom.
I was muted. Honestly, no. Loneliness only really kicks in when you're with a group and they don't recognize your existence, which has happened quite a few times from my experience. Most of the times I'm seen as utility, after all. Twice I've been thrown overboard because my weight has made their sails not sail as fast as they wish to. That was quite insulting, though.
What was my question, or you being thrown overboard?
Being thrown overboard.
Oh, yes, I cannot but imagine. I suppose with your situations, there must be some who only see the utility, not the sapient creature doing the tasks.
It's more common than you think, to a point where, at this point, I think I've grown, how you say, numb to it.
He doesn't know how to say numb.
What is numbness? I am made of steel and metal.
Yeah, I was gonna say. It's a pretty weird thing to not know.
He only knows being hard.
Fuck yeah.
Damn it.
So, being used to people ignoring your, for lack of a better term, humanity is not something anyone deserves to be made used to.
Is an unfortunate truth when it comes to the Warforged, but it's one that I've accepted. People will see us as tools, as that's what we were created to be. And no matter what many of us do, there will always be that section of people that will continue to see it like that and will never change.
Of course.
Indeed.
Although you should be aware you are surrounded by immediately by folk who don't see you in such simplistic and objectifying terms. And frankly, with us here, you don't have to put up with it from those who do. So, if it becomes too aggravating, or it is something that rationally you shouldn't have to bear, you can always ask one of us to teach them the error of their ways, so to speak.
Of course, I do appreciate it from this group. After all, they have made it very clear that they try to see me as a living being, even if I'm not, by most definitions, fully alive.
Well, you can communicate with us. You have the powers of rationality, and you have hopes and aspirations in life, don't you?
Indeed. It may take more time for some of my hopes to be accomplished, but I do not mind, for time is probably the one thing I have.
Indeed. Well, hey, perhaps we may both, yes, benefit from an abundance of it. After all, you've heard the stories of some Jewish occult masters being able to live centuries, haven't you?
I have not heard those, honestly.
Oh, well, they can. They're few and far between, and honestly, it takes, frankly, more than a lifetime of study to do it, but supposedly those who are so in tune with nature find their very life force fueled by it, and time that should have ravages of time from a decade can only substantially be quantified as a year at most.
Interesting.
But as I say, it's something that only the most gifted and attuned, almost close to godhood, regardless, can accomplish. And if anything, it perhaps might only just be legends, passed on to amuse and amaze children. But who knows, eh? Stories come from somewhere.
Indeed they do, though. It also sounds ironically sad when you think about it.
Yes, interpreting the flow of time differently to everyone around you, and I can imagine it being an incredibly isolating experience, yes. Not something I really wish on someone, I'm afraid.
Indeed.
Well, I've done enough nocturnal babblings. I should be getting to bed. Keep your eyes.
Yes, you should.
Keep your eyes peeled, my friend. I'll give him a tap. I'll give him a tap on the shoulder and stand up and head to my bedroll.
Maureen's just gonna sit there and just be contemplating things for a bit.
Alright. So, who's doing the second watch?
That would be me.
Okay, go ahead and make that perception check.
Perception, perception. Nice.
17.
What do I see?
You see the various moons high above you, sort of as a lazily moving across the horizon.
Man, Ed, the questions that you ask some days.
I didn't quite
There
catch
are
it.
multiple moons?
Yes.
Yeah, that's literally always been the case.
I'm sure it was, but you forgot I'm a fucking idiot.
It has been established that there are 5 moons that orbit around Karmora.
Yep. It's always been a thing.
One which rotates at the roughly the same speed and distance as Earth's moon, but the others rotate at a slightly slower or faster one. And obviously, there's moons, I think they're called.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Moons that revolve around moons.
Yes. I believe that the official scientific term for them is a moon.
Nice. Like the dog.
Yes, like the dog. But at this point, you can only see. Yes, apparently, I believe that it is a real term. Either that, or maybe it's called like a moonlet.
Hold on,
Moon.
let me
I
look this
love
up.
that.
I don't know.
Moonlit.
Someone can look it up if they'd like to. But I'd say it was either
Moon
moonlet,
revolving around another moon.
moonlet or moon.
I love
It could
that.
it could be a sub-satellite, a sub-moon, or a moon.
Okay. Yeah, I was right then. Moonlit. Yeah, so you can see the 3 major ones that actively revolve around Karmora, but the other 2, Myoda and Rien, are currently hidden behind their respective moons. Beyond that, however, it appears to be quiet. You see the occasional like owl and such flying overhead. Looking into the forest, you don't really spot anything, or at least not anything that could be close to the forest itself. And your watch goes on without any issue.
What do you think would happen if the moon blew up? One of them, any of them.
Hey, are you asking this to no one in particular? Oh, to
Fucking-
Valkyr.
Yeah.
I keep forgetting. It's like, oh wait, Valkyr exists.
Yeah, well, here's here.
Well, you created me and yet you keep forgetting that I exist. Well, thanks a lot, Sky God.
Uh,
I don't know. I would assume nothing. After all, what would they do outside of simply being spectators to us down below?
mm, you don't think something would happen to us? Like, what if moon rocks just, like come down and crush us all?
I feel that they probably wouldn't be. The world is big, so there is no guarantee that it would hit us anyway.
I guess that's right. I mean, you're not really wrong, but like, I don't know. I don't think we can be too cocky if, a moon explosion happens.
I mean, if it did happen and the rocks were to fall upon us, then what could we do anyway?
And guess we'll die.
As I say,
Hmm.
I think we would be rather safe, given the size of the world. I remember seeing meteor showers in my time. One of the few memories I still can be sure is mine.
Yeah? Hmm. Do you think that, you were killed by a falling moon rock?
There's a notable pause as Valkyr thinks it over. No, I do not think my death was from a rock.
No, you don't?
No.
Hmm. How would you have preferred to then?
I'm not too sure. It's one of those where I'm not too sure on what are mine and what are not mine.
She nods. Who knows? I mean, what do you think about what Aki said?
Yes.
About finding people like us?
We had to have come from somewhere. We couldn't have just appeared out of the ether as we are. There must be more of us. There has to be more of us. As for where they might be, maybe getting our forts in order is key to that.
Can we get our thoughts in order when there are so many of them?
I don't
And anytime I try to think, my head explodes.
know. I don't know if there is some way to get that in order, or if it is simply waiting for the passage of time.
I
just don't know.
I was kind of hoping that Aki could help. But I don't think he can.
Maybe not him, but we know people. We know very smart people. That Ferrant in Embar, the Olivia in Ronarch. We are heading to find these Druid tribes who might find the answer that he seeks. Maybe we will run across
I
someone
know.
ourselves.
She frowns and she's got her knees up. She sets her head down in it. I just don't want to inconvenience anyone. I mean, everyone else, has questions that they want answered. I don't. They should get their things done first. We can wait.
We can, but there's no harm in letting them know, at the very least, that we would like their help after that.
There's that. Yeah, I think that's where I'll end the conversation.
Okay. Who's doing the final shift?
Me.
Okie dokie. Go ahead and make your perception check.
And it's normal because I slept.
Yep.
13.
You spend...
I have a fuzzy friend with me today, I guess.
It would seem so. You're mostly distracted by by just keeping an eye on everything. You sort of are swiveling your head around, sort of like looking back into the forest just to make sure there's no angry wolves coming after you. But your watch goes uneventful. You sort of huddle around the dying fire as the sun slowly begins to come up across the horizon. Eventually, your watch ends, and it's the start of another day. So, unless anyone's doing something in particular in the mornings, I would like another person to roll a d10.
I can do it.
Okie dokie.
D10.
A
5.
5. Okay. Alright. So, you head into the forest. Proper this time. There's thankfully a well-treaded path, although at this point the paved road has given way to simply just a worn-down dirt road. You continue on for several hours, keeping an eye out for any particular wildlife or threats that come by. About 3 hours in, you see the exit to the forest, but you also see other things. Corpses. Many of them badly beaten and bruised, ripped water skins, and just possessions strewn all over the place. Many of them that you can see appear to have what look to be wood-cutting axes.
What kind of axes?
Wood-cutting axes. You can see several trees have been felled. Most of the axes are broken. You see maybe one or two that are embedded in the trees themselves still.
What do they look to have been killed by? Can we tell?
Make a medicine check.
Medicine check. Okay. Where the fuck is that? There it is.
14.
Okay, not bad.
It appears that they've been bludgeoned to death. You can see some of them have completely shattered limbs. A few of them, their heads are completely caved in. Others are covered in bruises. Their faces either frozen in agony or fear.
They could happen here.
I think maybe this is part of the insurgents that they were talking about.
Perhaps. But if it is, where's the logic in just attacking humble woodsmen? Wouldn't they go after military targets?
Maybe there are some sort of maybe this is like their territory or something. You know? I'm going to actually start searching the bodies to see if I could find some sort of identification.
Okay,
Yeah,
make investigation
yeah,
checks.
Aki's gonna. Okay, Aki's going to hop down off the cart from the driver's seat of the car, and he will have a look around as well, looking to see if there are any fresh footprints leading away from the scene of this crime.
Okay, make a survival check.
Awesome. Yeet. And yeet. 20.
Okay.
A dirty 20.
So,
Or a 20.
in regards to the investigation, for the most part, you can see that there are a few sort of like packs which are designed to carry like wood logs and such across the back. In terms of like traveling bags, it looks like they were traveling light. It might be that they might have a camp somewhere where the majority of their gear is. However, in the things that you can see, there are several rotted rations, some water skins, a few of them have been completely split open. There isn't anything of particular identification in regards to him beyond that. In regards to the survival check, you don't see footprints heading away from this, but you do notice across the ground like deep rivets in a few areas.
What, you mean like trenches, like someone's plowed something, or
in a way, yes.
or like cart tracks, basically.
They're not cart tracks, from what you can tell. These are too deep. They're too sporadic. They're not like in a consistent line. It's almost as if someone's lashed the ground and it's left these deep divots.
And is it clear that like these divots are leading somewhere? Like it is like divot in the ground, couple of yards, another divot in the ground.
It doesn't look like the divots are going in a particular direction, no. So from the investigation check, all you can see is the various axes that are either broken or embedded into the trees. A few of them have packs to carry the stuff, but if they had anything heavy, then it wasn't with them when they were in the forest.
I don't see anything on them that would say who they are. There might be a camp nearby.
Maybe they have identification in their bags.
I can't find any concrete tracks of anyone who left this place before we got here, so except these weird divots in the ground every now and again, but I can't see what that has to do with anything.
That could just be markings for where they are supposed to work. Mev's going to look through the bags.
Okay. That was part of the investigation check. You would search through the various bags.
There's nothing.
Outside of rotten food, some water skins, some that have been split open from whatever had split open the bags and such.
Okay. Then could I maybe tell what split them open, and also just how long these people have been here?
Make a medicine check and an intelligence check.
Okay.
Oh,
Medicine, intelligence. Okay.
So, medicine-wise, based on the food and the state of the bodies, maybe nearly a week. The bodies, rigor mortis came and gone for them. And they are starting to leak a miasma of death to them.
nice.
As for what could have damaged the bag, it's not a clean cut. So, whatever had broken the bag open, it wasn't with anything particularly sharp.
Okay. But like, can I tell? Basically, man-made or animal?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to work out as well, though.
Yeah.
You can at the very least conclude it's not man-made.
Okay.
You've seen what a cut in like fabric can do when it's with like an actual
Yeah,
like
this
sword and
isn't
such.
similar.
No, this is rough. This has got various bits of the threads and such. And it looks like there's additional sort of like rips, almost like something could sort of like rip the bag apart, but with something that's not designed to cut through things.
Got it. Okay. I don't think I'm going to find anything here for them.
And I can't seem to find any concrete about what manner of beast could have done this.
I suppose when we get to Sangan, we'll just tell them, like, hey, we found some people.
A creature could. How many bodies are there?
There's about 5.
Okay. Whatever creature could attack and can get a group of woodsmen completely unawares like this was either one truly savage monstrosity or a number of them. Have a look, kindling. You were out hunting last night, weren't you? Did you see anything? Did you hear any strange howls or the signs of any beasts that could have done this?
We saw wolves and a lot of sheep.
Something tells me a sheep couldn't have done this.
It wasn't recent, though. I'd say these guys have probably been dead for like a week. Look at them. They're all limp and goopy. They're melting.
Ugh. Goop.
Right, is that what they're doing? Okay.
Well, yeah. I mean, it kind of looks like they're having a stroke.
You must forgive me. I haven't exactly done a lot of observing of dead corpses, I'm afraid.
You're forgiven.
But, yeah, I think these guys have probably been here for a little while. Not horribly long, but long enough.
Well, seems like something we can do for these souls. Oh, I'll tell you what, I might have a bird's eye view of this. Might be able to get another opinion.
If you want to, but I imagine whatever it is long gone.
Well, yes, but places like this tend to have something of a memory to them. Is there a tree nearby? I'm guessing there's loads of trees fucking nearby.
You're in a forest, Ed.
Yeah, I know. I'll go up to. Is there a tree that like the woodsman hadn't cut into yet?
Yeah, there's a handful.
That sort of okay. And
Aki will go up to one of the trees and.
While he's doing that, it is now that I would like to say that speak with plants and speak with animals only counts for what they've seen for the last 24 hours. Maybe you'll get something, but
It doesn't say that in the rules.
it should.
Oh, it does say continue about events in the spells area within the past day.
Yeah.
Piss. Okay.
You might get something. It's worth a shot, but
Pretty sure there was another one akin to that where it's like their time, like, you know, they won't know much in terms of like time and such.
Do druids have access to those like speak with the dead spells?
Yeah.
it depends on what kind of druid you are.
Yeah, I think it's a particular circle because by default, bard clerics and wizards can do speak with dead.
Yeah, it's a specific thing.
So, okay. I was just wondering.
Or you could take like a feat or something that gives you those special spells. But I don't think that Aki has access to it. Because he's just he's Circle of Dreams.
Yeah.
Look, Mevalier, look at my special spells.
I think that depending on what paladin you are, you could speak with that as well.
Paladin of Sleep.
Havelock does not have any abilities of that sort of thing. Not yet, at least.
Not yet.
I have my divine sense.
Well, yeah,
okay.
you're bound to have that, but
Aki will go up to one of the trees and cast on Petit Perd. Speak to plants.
Okay.
And just go up to one of the trees, put his hand on it, and just say I don't know if you're at liberty to assist, but would you be able to tell me what happened to these interlopers upon your woods?
I'm gonna roll for this. Because for a level 3 spell, only able to do 24 hours? That doesn't sound right. So I'm gonna roll just to see if it can recall.
I mean,
Yeah,
yeah,
it does say
you're the DM, so it completely depends on your interpretation.
Yeah, because it's just I remember I see there was something akin to this, which I think was even like wasn't even a level 3 spell. Where it was like you can do that and they know, but like their passage of time they might not grasp the passage of time, so they might not be able to give.
It may be that it depends on the circle, or it sometimes DMs rule it by the intelligence of the creature.
You might be thinking of tree speak?
That might be it.
Is it? Let's have a look.
Oh, bollocks! Can I not talk to? Does this not count a tree as a plant in this game?
No,
no, it counts.
We count it. Yeah. It's just a particular.
It's just we're talking about the specific like differences between the spells.
Well, I mean, tree speak is something in Final Fantasy XIV.
Let me look at tree speak.
I'm having a look. Mental sensation. That's more of that cleric ability where you ask like 3 questions and it's kind of like a yes or no.
But it does say trees do not have a human sense of time, so the tree might answer with something that happened last night or 100 years ago. So, oh, okay, this is a Circle of Oak spell.
Yeah. Well, if you cast it on a tree that contains a merged Circle of Oak thing.
Yeah.
Or something with a tree that has like a dryad in it, you can freely communicate with a merged creature.
Yeah.
So if there's like a druid circle of oak that's in this tree at the moment, you can talk
Fucking-
with that tree creature.
You could hit up my dryad.
Otherwise, it's just tree itself sensations.
I'm gonna house rule on it because again, like that seems like a waste for a 3rd level spell only for 1 day. That
Especially since there's another spell that's better.
better, and it's a 1st level. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, first
Yeah.
of all.
Yeah, so I'm
What's
gonna
what's the best first level spell?
Tree
Is it
speak.
the animal one.
That tree speak one.
Range, touch, target a tree.
It does say that it's specifically a tree and not all plants.
Mhm.
But I think
I
that's
don't think I
fair
have that
that,
spell,
you
though.
know, since
Hey,
it's kind of ridiculous that spell is like so much better
yeah,
than speak with plants in the long run.
yeah, especially as well since like it's hardly much of a difference. I can speak to the sunflower with this spell for 3rd level, or I can speak to this tree that's right next to it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna rule that the past day thing is bullshit. I'll just roll for how well it can recall, but it's not totally aware of the passage of time because it's a tree.
Make the tree make a fucking intelligence or charisma check.
Essentially,
That's actually what I was thinking.
that's
Yeah.
essentially what I just did.
Stats for a tree. Stats for a tree.
I mean, I have stats for a tree.
You are a dryad. It doesn't count.
Anyway,
Wait, is tree speak an actual like? Because I can only find it on a world anvil thing. Is it an actual spell?
it's an actual spell.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a Cobalt Press spell.
Yeah, you can check if you look up in the Compodium, Tom has it.
Yeah, just type tree
Oh, okay.
and you'll find it.
Yep.
But
I think when I was sorting out my druid spells, I didn't say it. Okay.
yeah, but anyway, just backtracking. So what you asking the tree like what happened?
Yeah. Basically, yeah. What happened to these people who were going through murdering your friends?
Okay. There's a long pause before you hear a slow, like almost like a slow drawl coming through his head, and just to avoid making it not impossible, I'm not going to go as extreme on it. The walking ones approached with wood clad in shines. They attacked our kith and kin until they struck the wrong one. For he awoke and protected his children.
Oh. Shit.
Can anyone else hear the tree speaking, or is it just me?
Just you.
Okay. It says. Right. And has this forest guardian gone back into its slumber?
He slumbers but in pain, but slumber he does.
Well, I hope to. But it is of convincing that me and my fellow travelers are of no immediate danger to your woodland, and we are no threat to you. Right. Thank you for your thank you for speaking to me. And Aki will turn back to the rest of the group and say, I know what happened.
Yeah?
The men attacked the trees, and the trees fought back.
Ooh, spooky.
Yes, my dear friend over there told me that the men came here until chopping down the trees until they hit the wrong one. It awoke and killed them all.
Ooh.
It is now
back slumbering, but in pain, but still slumbers. I fear this is I fear we may not be able to bring retribution upon these dead woodsmen.
But you're going to help them, right?
Who, the trees or the woodsmen?
The trees. You said they were like messed up. Isn't it like your job?
My
Well, yeah, you are a druid.
I suppose, yes, it would be a great disservice to my teachers and those who came before me to see nature suffering the hands of man and not do anything to help.
Yes, so you should, like, help it, right?
Okay. Yes, I ought to, yes. Not entirely sure how, but yes. Right.
How does Aki look at this revelation?
He suddenly looks quite stressed and a bit sort of like. You can see that there's a certain amount of weight on his shoulders now than there was usually, and he'll sort of turn and go back to the tree he was talking to. Do I need to cast it again?
It lasts 10 minutes, so.
Oh, awesome! That conversation was not that conversation with. I mean, trees take a while to talk anyway, but hopefully that wasn't 10 minutes. And so I'll talk to the tree and say,
This guardian who defeated the walking ones with their sticks of shine. Where does he rest? I may be able to tend to his wounds.
You see, like, one of the branch of the tree, like, twitch slightly. And it sort of points towards one of the larger of the trees that has an axe embedded into it.
1 second. Okay, I'll go over to that other tree and say oh, is it within 30 feet of me? Within 30 feet?
Yeah.
Actually, wait, no, it's within 30 feet of, so that's not like from where I was where I cast it. It's just within my radius as I move around.
Yep.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, Aki will go over to the tree and say, I am terribly sorry for what these men did to you, but know that I and my compatriots here, we are a friend to you and your forest, and it would do me a great honor to do my part in seeing your wounds healed, sir. If, with your blessing, may I remove this implement that does you pain.
You wait for about a minute or two. You don't get a response.
Sorry?
You don't get a response.
Well?
I will have to. Before I do this, please know that I mean you no harm. I wish not to harm any of your forests. I wish it to remain as it is for as long as it can. So I apologize. I apologize for this. And Aki will go and pull out the axe that was embedded into the tree.
Make a strength check.
Ah.
11. You pull most of the axe out, but it's still embedded in there.
Do you need my help?
Yes. Good noble soul, this walking creature is a good friend of mine. She also has the welfare of this place kept in her heart. We need her help for this. So
Mev
she means you no
goes
harm.
up to
As would
Aki,
mine.
just puts a hand on his shoulder. I got this. Hello, Mr. Tree. My name is Mevaler, and I'm going to help you.
She said her name was Mevaler and she's going to help you.
Alright, if that's the case, Mev, go ahead and make a strength check. The tree didn't react by you pulling the axe, by the way, though you do see a trickle of sap coming from the now open area.
Sorry about that.
Could I try something?
Sure.
Oh my goodness, it's stuck in there.
Well, kindling the tree. I'm guessing the tree can't. Hold on. Is it? I need to think of the word in the spell again. Giving them the ability to communicate with you and follow your simple commands. Okay. So it's not. So now, just because just because Mev is in like my radius with the tree, the tree still can't understand her.
It's only on yourself, so
It's only on the person casting it.
it specifically says you imbue plants, giving them the
So-
ability to
so-
communicate
so I'm
with
guessing,
you. So it's specifically you only.
I'm guessing
Yeah.
Mev doesn't manage to pull the thing out either.
It gets pulled out a little bit more.
God, we really are making a dog's breakfast of this.
Well, I'm sorry, but it was lodged in there. I'm guessing that they must have gotten in some sort of fight.
His... I don't think it matters. Just we need to get this thing out of it. So
Okay, we're going to try again together.
okay. I guess you pull and I'll use you and I'll sort of anchor and pull with you.
Right.
Okay, you
Alright.
can roll with it. You roll. I'm guessing you got better strength. Where's your strength?
+3.
3.
Oh, awesome. Yeah. You roll with advantage.
Alright, so strength check.
Yep. Alright. So you pull as hard as you can. It seems like almost... You almost don't get any leverage on it until you feel the tree itself shift. And as it does, you and Aki go tumbling backwards, the axe held in your hands, as you watch as the tree begins to sort of like almost uproot itself. Aki, you see that as the roots are pulled up, it leaves behind familiar deep rivets. As it sort of like turns around, you see the various like knots in its on its bark sort of like almost open to form like eyes and a mouth.
How is it looking? Does it have an expression?
Aki,
A neutral
Aki,
expression at the moment.
I guess Aki, as like if it hit both from the floor, he's sort of like in like almost in like instinctual terror, will like starts to almost like scramble backwards, but then sort of collects himself and sort of stands up.
Yeah,
And-
Mev is just staring at this tree, axe in hand. Huh! We did it! Oh,
Mevla,
what?
throw that thing as far away as you can.
Mev tosses it aside and puts her hands behind her back. Hello.
Yeah, you sort of like watch, you see it sort of like almost like a brow furrow as you sort of like raise the axe. You can see it raise its hand up. As you throw it away, it sort of like stops, just watches it go before slowly putting the hand back down.
Well, do you feel okay?
Who are you, walkers?
Can we understand him?
You can.
Oh,
You watch it. You
Um,
watch as the like the cavity that represents the mouth sort of like move and flex and such, and you hear like an echo as the voice comes from within the bark itself, but you can understand what it's saying.
this is so cool.
Yeah.
I'm never there, and this is my friend Aki.
Chris, Aventura, please, please to meet you. Yes. I am terribly sorry for the things that were done to you and your kin, but please believe us when we say we had no part in it. We had just humble travelers going from one walker grove to another, and we came across this scene. What these of our kind did was a terrible, beastly thing, and
Mev pushes Aki up front a little bit. Aki is a druid,
yes.
so we wanted to help you.
At this, the tree sort of like leans forward. You see, like with its other hand, like it sort of like lifts up and sort of places it down on the ground, unceremoniously, crushing one of the corpses, and sort of leans up its face, only maybe about 2 feet away from your own Aki.
Ooh.
You are a growing one, yes?
Yes. I am one who grows. Yes. Mev, you can tell Aki is physically shaking and is like just looks in abject fear, like he's staring down death itself. Yes. I have the means and the knowledge and the skills and the abilities to possibly help. I don't know if I can. I can't make that promise, but
Mev
I can
wraps
try.
her arm around Aki's. Breathe.
I'm so. I will help you, and my friends may help in whatever way they can too, as they mean you nothing but the best. Oh, great one.
Growing folks said that there would not be any returning. Interesting.
I am a growing one, but I am not. I am not kin with any of the other growing ones you may have seen in your many millennia. I am from far beyond the horizon.
I
But
see.
But the growing ones of these pastures and from mine, our goals and missions and aspirations are the same, and it's to help you and your kind against those who would destroy you.
Sort of like leans back again, sort of reaffirming its original position. Then you have my thanks, growing one.
Thank you. It is an honor to be in a debt of someone such as yourself. May I see if I can tend to your injuries?
Sort of like looks down at the at where the axe used to be, and just sort of stays still, just staring at you.
Aki will sort of just, again, keeping eye contact with the tree, will just take one very, like, keeping an eye contact and keeping his hands, like, keeping his hands up the entire time, sort of takes one tentative step forward.
It doesn't react.
Okay, Aki will take another.
Still doesn't react.
And another, and he'll go up and go to the wound. And go to the cleave in the wood where the axe used to be.
Mm-hmm. Still no reaction.
Now, okay. Now, he counts as this living tree counts as a creature, yeah.
Yes.
Awesome. Okay, I will cast. Sorry, you have to ask these stupid questions sometimes.
If you want a confirmed thing, Ed, there is actually a spell called Tree Heal.
Oh, really?
Yep.
It's a cantrip,
It's not
though.
a special cold body thing.
Yeah, it's a cantrip.
So, and unfortunately, druids don't get access to all their cantrips. That's the ones where they're forced to choose, if I remember correctly.
Yeah. You're locked into your cantrip until you unlock another one.
Yep, you can only change it on a level up.
Correct. So what? So does that mean that I can't heal this tree?
Well, you can't use street heal, but you can certainly try other spells.
Yeah, you can try other things.
Okay. That's a cool invocation. I didn't know that. Okay, I must have missed that one. Aki will give. He's going to try something. He's going to try just a cure wounds on the tree.
Okay.
At level. Let's do a level 3 one.
Okay.
No, a level 2 one. Sorry.
Alrighty.
So is that 2d8 plus
Plus your
5,
spell casting ability modifier, so yeah.
which is 5. 2d8 plus 5. I apologize for any discomfort, but this must be tended to. And Aki will hold, and Aki will put his hand over the axe mark in the tree.
Okay.
And yeah, cast, and hopefully you use and then give cure wounds a go.
Okay. So the magic flows into the. I mean, you guys know at this point the treant. And as you sort of like remove your hand from the axe wound, you can see there's still a marking there, but there's no more sap flowing from it. You get the feeling that you've probably healed it up, and it's just due to the structure of the tree that it's not sewn up the break.
Okay. There. That should go a distance to being back in full health. I hope that proves that we mean you and your patch of wilderness no harm. And we will, if I don't believe that I have at the moment the technical skills right now to possibly try to rejuvenate this bit of the forest, but Mevler, hold on, what time of day is it?
It's about afternoon.
Okay. Aki will go,
Mevele,
Hmm.
if it's not too much burden on the rest of the group, I would like to return here tomorrow morning. I have something in need of preparation to help this place.
She looks to the rest. I'm okay with it. What about everyone else?
Okay.
Hold on, I'm trying to find the right spell. It's not. Oh, what is it? It's not. Oh, that's it. Here we are. Okay.
Excellent. I'm sorry for any possible delays, but I fear that I wouldn't be able to live with myself if I didn't at least try to help. You know, I am a druid after all. It is my duty.
Mev grins at him since she was the one that told him that.
And besides, the flow of life can bend back on those who have wronged that which dictates its flow. Like, and yeah, and Aki will step back towards where Meb and everyone else is, and say to the tree ants, I promise to you now, as a growing person, that I will return to your glade, and I will tend to you and those these folk of mine have harmed. I assure you it would be a promise kept as strongly as the sun rises in the morning.
Maybe you shouldn't say that there are people, though. I mean, we didn't have anything to do with this, nor do we associate with anyone who does.
Oh, no, but I fear he may have something of a black and white mentality. Those who are kind to the forest and those who aren't.
Mev looks to the tree ant. We weren't part of this, but I apologize. I just want you to know that we wouldn't do something like this.
There's no response from the tree ant. You sort of notice that it's stopped moving completely.
Oh. Maybe it's sleeping. But see? Now he knows.
Let him rest. His duty's been fulfilled, and now I will have to do mine. Anyway. What do we do with the bodies?
Bury them? I don't think we can, I don't think we should talk about what happened here.
No, we shouldn't. We don't want others impugning upon this land. But
No.
I would perhaps in death these agents of destruction can aid the victims in another way. I propose we strip them of any material goods that would benefit us, and then we bury them here under this.
You mean grave robbing? Mev grins at you. How
Put it in such bleak-
scandalous.
If you want to put it in such bleak and terse terms, perhaps. But let the force let their energy fuel the regrowth of this one. I suppose we should bury them here. Let them rejuvenate the soil in their own way.
I don't have a problem with that.
All right. Any luck on rope? Do you reckon we're going to have any luck roping the others into this bit of manual labor?
Mev looks to the rest. I don't think we'll have any trouble, right, guys?
You got.
Superb. Right. Now we must take from the dead anything we may need and dispose of any of their implements, their axes, their weaponry. For this place to heal and for no trace of what happened here to remain, the evidence must also be gone.
We could bury them with some.
All right, do it. I have no need for them, but at least me personally.
Mev nods.
Yes, bury. Take what possessions of theirs we need and bury the rest along with them.
Yeah, she will. Go ahead and just start searching them. As she's searching, she looks to you, Aki. Do you have anything that might make it look like they weren't buried?
What do you mean?
I mean, like, maybe you have something that moves the earth around to, make it more flat, less disturbed looking, or like you could channel a bunch of, like, plants to grow over. Because, I mean, if they were in this general location, burying their bodies will look pretty suspicious. Of course, we could always just drag them somewhere else.
You see, that's why I wish to come back here later. I'll spend the evening trying to remember the specific rite that can be used to rejuvenate scoured areas, trigger an explosion of life within a certain area surrounding that who wills it. That's what I intend to do here.
Oh, I see. Man, I am really smart.
That will restore life to this bit of the wilderness, and depending on how thick the growth is, cover the graves.
Mev nods. She continues working. Man, maybe I should be a druid.
I mean, it's not uncommon for if you ever fancy knowing it, I could try passing on a few things.
Oh, I doubt that. I don't have any sort of, magical talent.
Didn't you make a candle extinguish just by pointing at it once?
She pauses. Huh, I guess I did. That was weird, though.
Exceedingly. Hold on, I need to roll. I need to roll something quickly. I need to roll something because with doing a lie like this and doing this level of gaslighting with a guy with 6 charisma, I feel like I need to do this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, okay. That's not bad. Look at that. That's a 19. Okay.
Insight. Nope.
the illusion remains.
Yeah. You
Mm.
still remember the time you pointed at a candle and it went out, and you remember you freaking out about it, yeah.
Maybe my weird psychic stuff is growing. Like, some people are like... What is it? Is it telekinetic?
Yes, where one mind can communicate with another remotely, and
That's
on this,
telekinesis, and I have that.
oh right,
Mev
yes, you do, of
grins
course.
at him.
Sorry, I just met a living bloody tree, and it's.
Yeah. You were pretty scared. Thought you were going to cry.
So did I. A guardian of nature like that with not only is it a deep honor to meet a being of that magnitude, but he just killed 5 people who to him are similar to me. I wasn't sure whether to bow out of deep reverence or out of forgiveness.
Don't know. He didn't seem very mean. She thinks about it. I don't know. I was always kind of under the impression that nature doesn't fuck with you if you don't fuck with it.
Yes, but I was fearful that this certain slice of nature was under the impression that we were one of those who fucked with it.
Nah.
That was my fear. You can say no after the fact, but you couldn't in the moment, could you?
She pauses. No, I could say no before. I mean, I might have been wrong, but, what's the use in being so afraid? Plus, I was kind of confident that, you would handle it.
And I suppose I did, yes, I see.
So, I felt comfortable making that assumption. Because you were here.
You see Aki's face sort of turn much more back into sort of like a contented smile. Just go. Yeah. Maybe a little bit more self-confidence wouldn't go amiss, would it?
Mm-hmm. You just got to trust yourself.
Well, yes, but you must know that in terms of druidic knowledge and experience, I am at the very bottom of the rungs of the ladder, yes? Like, by the time I had to leave home, I had only basic knowledge from my grandfather, not the finer things. And now I'm...
Sure. But, I mean, if you don't trust yourself, then how are you ever going to get through things? How are we supposed to trust you?
Well, what sort of trust are you alluding to? Do you trust that I will be able to accomplish my jobs, or trust that I won't slit your throat in the middle of the night and make off with your worldly possessions?
That you'll be able to accomplish your jobs. What if we are in a dangerous situation and you crack? You need to have faith in yourself in order for us to be confident in you. Otherwise, you're putting yourself and others at risk. I understand it isn't easy, but I think it's a point to make.
Aki, was it Aki corruption not being a slow burn? Yeah. All right. Yeah. Yeah. I just imagine playing this game in a year's time, and he's like a raging alcoholic. What? Hold on. Well, I need to get back in the train of thought. Aki says, "Yeah, you can see Aki sort of look up to the sky and do a big breathe in, breathe out, and go." For my own sake, I hope that when the moment comes when life or death is dependent on a split-second reading of a situation on my account, then I have the strength and willpower to make the right one.
He nods.
But
For now, though, I don't mind doing what I did today.
what, being the one with confidence?
No. I mean, I'm always going to be competent, and you can't stop me. I'm never there. But when you were freaking out, did you notice what I did?
You came up behind me and took command of the situation.
I told you to breathe.
Yes, you did.
And then you handled everything. If I'm constantly picking you up, I mean, more so than just reminding you to take a step back, like, if I'm taking over everything, how will you learn? Plus, it doesn't seem very fair to, take over your spotlight. This is, your thing.
Well, yes, but it's not my spotlight. We are a group. We are a Talaria. There's a reason why it's not a Chris Caventore and his entourage.
Sure, but Mev thinks about it. If I had something really important to me that I wanted to step in to do, that I needed to do, I don't think I'd feel very good if someone took that away from me and did it for me.
Yet, what if there was an inclination, a motion in the heart of hearts that they were to do a better job than you could ever do? Sorry.
Sorry.
My dogs are sort of, getting very arsey, so I need to go feed them.
Yeah, that's cool.
As I'm really sorry, because I know you're having fun, but like...
Okay. Well, then I guess I'd feel ashamed and do better next time.
Right. Of course. Well, I fear there's too much daylight remaining to waste staying in this place of death for too long. We may have to go a couple miles down the road. Just continue on, and then I will make the trek back here in the morning.
Right. We should pick up the pace. Mev will get back to work.
Okie dokie. So, as you finish with your remaining business, as I said, getting very arsey. As you finish your various, God, I'm going to kill them, work, we're going to have to call it good because that